All right. So today is February 3rd, 2026. I pulled some cards. I pulled the Temperance, the Ace of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Moon, and the Nine of Pentacles. And at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Swords. So that tells me that in the past, you were mentally stuck, didn't know which way to go, didn't know what to do, with your life, where to go, how to get there. You knew what you wanted, but you didn't know how to get there. You didn't know. No one gave you any directions. No one helped. As a matter of fact, it was the opposite. They all ostracized you. Ostracized you. Pushed you out instead of embracing you and saying, okay, this is my friend, this is my family, this is, I care about, their better welfare. I care about them actually meeting their goals in life. I am going to help any way I can. Your friends and family said, nah, I ain't helping you do shit. They pushed you out. And that, number one, is created a feeling of anxiety because you're alone. You can't count on anyone. You can't call anyone if anything happens to you. Like you have no emergency contact, at the hospital. You have no one that's going to come visit you at the hospital. You have no one to, count on if the worst happens. You have no one to count on. Like you can't call anybody for anything. That causes anxiety. I think that was the intent with the friends and family. They, again, ostracized you so that you would not be able to meet your goal. They wanted to make sure that you don't meet the goal. So, of course, what do is they make sure that they can do whatever they can to make sure that you don't. And if that means that I have to push this person out and make this person feel like, they're alone or they can't count on me, then, that'll be on the forefront of their mind, and they'll be focusing on that instead of moving forward. Things like that. Like it was a mental trick. It was, it wasn't really a trick because they really indeed wanted it to work. They wanted to make sure that you don't move forward. But they didn't count on the fact that you are a very strong person and you leaned on yourself and you looked inward and you said, hey, you know what? I don't have everybody, but I got me. And that's a team of one, and I can do whatever I can to make sure that I got me, that I can succeed, because all in all, and you're right, you are the one that is responsible for your own success. So you're right. And that's what they didn't bet on. They were betting on the fact that if they ostracized you, if they made you feel little, made you feel like you don't matter, made you feel like you weren't a part of the family, you weren't really you weren't their friend, you didn't have anybody, that, you would stay small, you would stay minimal, and you would be focusing more on, why do my friends and family hate me? Why don't I have anybody like that? But you going within it didn't cause a change. It was you making a voluntary change. You deciding, hey, I don't like anxiety. I don't like being anxious. I don't like not knowing which direction my life is going in. I don't like how I'm feeling. I don't like this. So you went in and came out in a fresh start. Your fresh start is all your wishes coming true. because you were right. You are a team of one. They wanted to hold you back because they know that you're the strongest, not the weakest. They wanted to make you feel like you needed them in order to be what you wanted to be. But that they knew full well that wasn't true. That's why they were betting on or hoping that you would fall prey to that you would be so wrapped up in what was happening instead of looking at why it's happening, right? Because what is happening is not necessarily why it's happening, right? Why it's happening is because you were the strongest one. And they knew that you didn't need them, they actually need you. I hope that all makes sense. But either way, if this is if this even remotely sounds right to you, you know what I mean, and you know that you survived this on your own. I guarantee you they're feeling like stupid. They're feeling really stupid. Because instead of siding with the strongest person that they knew is the strongest person, stronger than them, they all decided, well, we'll just jump on that person, try to beat that person down, and that person is going to be weaker than us. And that's not what strong people do, though. So I feel like these people are not smart. You're smarter than everybody. You're smarter than everybody. And that pisses people off. Because no matter what, you're going to always use your brain. And they can't take your brain, they can't take your mind from you. They don't like that. They don't like the fact that you're headstrong. That's why they tried to get in your head. You're headstrong. So you can't what you're doing doesn't last long because that person's going to wise up eventually. That's wild. No wonder. Okay. So it didn't work, obviously, because you're a headstrong person. You're rational. That's why the Knight of Pentacles is on the bottom of the deck. You're rational. You're kind, methodical. Like you kind of like the King of Swords. Analytical. Like you can't like I said, it's not going to work very long. Whatever foolishness they're playing and doing, it's not going to work very long. It's not going to work because you're headstrong. The same reason why, that's crazy too. That's what that lets me know the people that you're around are mentally disabled too, because the same thing that they hate about you is your strength. And they tried to take your strength from you by trying to play on it and act like it doesn't exist and trying to take it down, which can't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen because you're always smarter than them. That's like trying to be older than your mom. You know? Like that can't happen. You'll never be older than your mom, and a stupid person is never going to be smarter than a smart person. Like it's never going to happen. I don't give a fuck what kind of mental gymnastics they try to play. You're never going to be smarter than a smart person. You're stupid. They didn't want to accept that they're stupid. But you've accepted that that's not your problem. And it's not. You're not stupid. So, how is that your problem? Like, that's their problem. Like, stupidity is a you problem. And that's why they mad, because they can't fix it. They're stupid and they're always going to be stupid. Anyway, let's not dwell on the stupidity, because stupid people do stupid things. What else can they possibly do, right? So you, on the other hand, are not stupid, and you realize that. You finally woke up like, hey, my friends and family are stupid. They are. This is why they never supported me. This is why they were never around. This is why they, ostracized me. This is why they never invited me to anything. This is why, because me walking into the room makes them all feel stupid, because they are stupid. Even though you didn't pity them, you were just like, they're stupid, and what can I do about it? You know what I mean? Like, you're smart. You already know. I can't make them smart like me. Like, I feel like they also thought you were looking down on them, like you thought you were better than them. You like, because they know you're smart. They know you're smarter than them. They know it. They know you think faster than them. They know you can create off a whim. They know you can get out of anything. They know that you are resourceful. You don't mind reading. You don't mind asking questions. Like, them, on the other hand, they're stupid. Like, they wouldn't even know the first place to begin. Literally. They're stupid. Like, I don't know. I've said stupid like 7,000 times because they are. But anyway, that's why they didn't invite you to anything. That's why they never wanted you around. Right. It's like a really ugly girl. She's never going to invite you around her boyfriend if you're beautiful. Like, nah, she's not. She's not going to bring you into her presence, bring you into her world if you're very beautiful. Like, duh. You're very smart. They're not going to invite you to shit. They're not, they're not going to connect with you because they know. The moment you walk into a room, they have to change the conversation. The moment you walk into a room, they must change the conversation because they know they will never keep your attention because you're intelligent. They can't sit here and talk about fucking TV shows. They can't sit here and talk about other people. They can't keep your attention by bragging and talking about the purse they bought or the car they drive or how much money they have. Like, you're smart. They're stupid. That's the type of thing stupid people talk about. TV shows and award shows and music and the car they drive and stuff like that. Like, and you, on the other hand, are like, what in the hell? Like, are you, like, how are you getting this money? Like, in your mind, you like computing, like, where are you getting all this money from? Like, don't you have a business? Isn't your business doing terrible? Like, who's filing your taxes? Like, you're critically thinking, and they hate that too. You're in a room full of braggarts. You're in a room full of stupid people, and they know you're sitting there analyzing every word that they're saying. They know that you're thinking. Fuck analyzing. Just the fact that you're sitting there thinking. Because most of the people that they know, if not all of them, don't even think. They can say anything, and these people will be like, oh, like, they're right there with the dumb shit. Like, you are like, what? That doesn't make any sense. You're going to be the first person to say, honey, that doesn't make any sense. Like, let's Google that, because none of that connects at all. There are no dots. There are no dots. Like, you're not even on the paper, let alone dots. What are you talking about? Like, that's why they don't want you in the room. They don't want you around. Your presence alone bothers them because of your level of intelligence. That's it. They can't control you. How can you control someone that thinks for them, that thinks? Period. Like, not just for yourself. Like, you can think for, you probably are thinking for everybody in the room. You're probably the person that they come to because they can't think of any outcomes. They can't think of anything because they don't think. Eh. Either way, you going within, realizing that, hey, these people are the constraint. Like, I can love you from a distance or not at all. That's fine. I can not love you at all. That's great too. Like, I don't have to worry about you at all. And guess where the anxiety goes? Right along with you. Right out the front door. Like, I don't have to be bothered with you at all. And guess what? When you do that, you have your desires. You have material success. You have a clarity of mind. And not to mention, you have a lot of people that aren't around you, bogging you down, talking about you like a dog, intentionally trying to hurt you, intentionally, and it's hurting you emotionally. I'm going to make sure I don't show up to her graduation. I'm going to make sure I don't call her for her birthday. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to say I'm coming and then not show up. And then I won't answer my phone either. Like that. Like, those are the types of people that you said goodbye to, and good for you. And I feel like all of your fresh start is what you're looking for, what makes you feel good. So you're not going back. You know what I just thought about? That's going to cause a constraint to them. Because the one person who thinks in their life is gone. Not our problem or our business. Anyway, come back for the next one, y'all.